I swear to God, if I see one more engagement video on my TikTok, I'm gonna lose it. I realize that every time I pick up this phone to film anything, the version you see is like not the version that's on my Instagram. You know, and you know what? Maybe that's the way it should be. You know, maybe I am not meant to be so drop dead, gorgeously, you know, existing and be out in the streets like that, you know? And that's okay, you know? I've definitely had moments where, like, I look at myself, I'm like, literally, God made me. God sprinkled a little bit more, if you know what I mean. And then there's just days where I look at myself, I'm like, you are disgusting. Like, go back in there. Like, just, like, don't come out, you know? But I shouldn't talk to myself like that, clearly. You shouldn't either. But also don't listen to me because I am horrible at taking my own advice. Actually, no, I take that back. I am better at it now. But specifically when it comes to being negative and putting yourself down and doing all that, like, that's just like, I'm good at that, okay? No one else can beat me at that. Actually, no, okay, someone probably could beat me at it. I feel like I'm a little more healed, but like it wouldn't affect me, but like put me in a room with all the people I used to go to high school with. Yeah, no, that would crush me. Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna give myself grace because I'm currently on the cycle, okay? And yeah, no, everything that I do makes me mad. Everything that I am is just like annoying, and everyone around me should steer clear. And it's so funny how like our bodies work like that, you know, that like once every month we go through this cycle of just like feeling emotions in every aspect, and then also just like 5 seconds later being able to just eat a cookie and like be the happiest you've ever been in your life, right? But also it's interesting how like in a certain period, funny enough, in a certain part of the month, like physically, you will look your best. You will feel snatched like a mother.
I'm a mommy.
You will feel on top of the world and want to like achieve anything and everything. But then you have to go downhill. And yeah, no, you look in the mirror and like you just see a monster.
So what if I'm the monster?
And you act like one too. So it's funny. It's also not a good time for me to be watching Love Island while I'm feeling this way, because every emotion that I have is like so much more heightened, right? Casey, Zach, Corbin GPT, and what's his other name? I don't even want to say his name. All of them are pissing me off. To the point where like you have me agreeing with Melanie. Now, I'll give Melanie grace, okay? She really angered me at the beginning because it definitely gave off like, not mean girl energy, I would say, but definitely like, to kind of describe it, it really like just, it bothered me that entire, just like couple of weeks that Soul was in the villa. She was very much like, I got my man back, everything. Girl, pipe down. But then I feel awful because then I watched the episode that happened last night and I just feel awful for her. It makes me want to rip all of those men to shreds as if like I had that ability to do so, you know, because let's be real, like I can't even form a thought. So I'm like sitting here watching it and sobbing. Casey's situation with Anaya, that's just like pure rage. And it's like also not clicking to me how other people can be defending Casey, at least right now. Like, honestly, but even from the beginning, he didn't rub me the right way whenever like we were first introduced to him, and I clocked it. in their first conversation where he was like, yeah, like
I'm not gonna open the door for you.
or whatever he said, I'm like, oh.
And
You're out. And then TT, girl, she may be cool with the girls now, but I see right through you, girl. I see right through you, okay? I don't like her. I do not like her. You can't make me like her. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous to the gods. But in that moment, I just did not like her. Maybe she'll do something that'll make me think, oh, okay, cool. But I'm okay. But that's my rant for today, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the extra scenes that are happening, or that are going to happen in the next episode. So that'll be fun. When I saw Melanie break down, I think what hit it for me was her calmness. Like that sense of, we've seen Melanie crash out. We know what it looks like. But in the moment where normally you would think she would crash out, bigger than she ever has crashed out, she's calm. And that moment spoke volumes, because she's seeing all the lies that this man told her. And it made it so much worse that even the men are like quiet.
Thank God.
So pause. I did not mean for this video to turn into like an analysis on Love Island contestants. So like, bear with me, okay? I swear I get to a point, not the point, but when have I ever? And then like, additionally, she is trying to keep herself calm. Even as like, the clips are done and they're talking and, Sincere's apologizing and all the girls are kind of like trying to comfort her. Like she's just like, just hold my hand. That, oh my gosh, all of that just broke my heart. And it made me laugh after the fact because I was just bawling my eyes out, right? Because I feel like we've all kind of gone through experiences where we, had a relationship in the past that just like triggered that in us. For whatever the situation is, you were either done dirty or it just was not, how do I explain that? Like the two of you weren't compatible enough that anything and everything went wrong in that relationship. I feel like everyone has gone through that moment in life where you have just been pushed and pushed and pushed to that brink of it is what it is. And not in like a very kind of nonchalant way where you're just like, we'll get through it. More of like this is not going to change. I realize it. Cool. And so then I think about my own experiences in that regard. And like, that's all I could think about when I was watching Melanie in that moment. And it made me feel awful for that version of myself. The version of myself that is, probably, I kind of think like to describe the versions of myself, like I like to kind of separate all the different versions of myself, and I feel like all of them kind of live in a corner of my brain, like still existing in their own existences of life. And then in that moment watching Melanie, I thought of, that version of myself who felt the same way she did in her own way, and it makes me feel awful that, I was ever in a similar, not really type of position, It makes my heart break a little bit in that regard because, there was nothing anyone could do or say to me in that moment to make me take action. It all had to be me. Like I had to do that. But after kind of laughing at myself for like crying over this moment on a reality TV show, it made me feel so happy that like I overcame that, and in whatever way that like applies to you, you deserve peace. You deserve to feel safe. I think when I think about like Anaya and KC, like that whole situation just like angered me because you have this man who, to her face, is saying all the right things and is reassuring her and making her feel loved and making her feel chosen. And yet behind her back, he's calling her a grandma. He's complaining that she won't give him any kind of attention physically. That's all he cares about. I think that's probably why I love Anaya so much with Carl. Because at least, I mean, I know we don't really know Carl too much, but from like just based on what we've seen, right? Obviously, we don't know these people, you know? In some way, he made her feel safe. He, in whatever signals he could, told her nervous system, you're safe with me. And what happened? She started being more intimate with him. You know, granted, that probably was also like, you know, her wanting to let herself explore because of what she saw in Casa Amor with Casey. But yeah, you know, you deserve that peace. I'm talking to myself too, but like whoever in like the 5 people who watched this, you deserve that peace too, in whatever shape or form it comes in. Friendships, relationships, your dogs, your cats, your pets, like you deserve that peace. It's okay to feel like angry about the fact that like such unfair things happened in your life and that you had to go through those things. But I hope in some way, assuming you're out of it now, you can look back on it and feel grateful that you developed the strength to leave that situation and to find your own sense of safety. It's probably equally as frustrating that once you do feel safe, that's whenever your body starts to like release the emotions, you know? And I think that kind of is something that I have been trying to come to terms with, you know, because literally, I don't know why it happens with this dang song, The Climb, okay? Miley Cyrus really did her big one with that one. Every time I hear that song, I just think about whatever is like making me sad in that moment. And recently it's been, if you saw like one of my previous videos about the horrors of my job, my previous job, not my current job, my previous job, then you can kind of get a sense for like how I was feeling in that moment. And I'm just like, I feel better now, definitely, but like I'm still kind of overcoming some of those, I don't even have the word for it. All that to say, like, I listen to that song and I think to myself, I'm so angry that this happened to me. I'm so angry. Like that was not okay. Like none of that was okay. None of what I went through was okay. And how lovely that in all of that, somehow, some way, I was able to muster the strength to leave and find something different. Even if that meant I was like going against everything that I was like clinging on to, like that version of myself that I just wanted so badly to manifest, you know, like this version who's, you know, super strong and can like be like the biggest multitasker on the planet and just like be perfect in everything. Like I had to let go of that in such a heartbreaking way, and also kind of realize in the months after that, mind you, I'm not done yet, that I did experience like like very unfair things. And I'm happy for what's to come. You know, I'm happy that all of that is behind me. In the aspect that like I'm still gonna deal with some of that emotion, you know, but I can now have the space to deal with it and also realize that none of that was okay, but I'm going to be okay. Now, I have no idea how this applies to this entire rant about Love Island. I'm just, ranting and venting just to vent and talk and vent and rant, So, yeah. It's also a Wednesday, and I don't have Love Island to watch today. But anyways, I want to go do something else. If you are like the 5 people who watch these videos, like my video, leave a comment. If you've made it this far, comment like a pink heart emoji. Follow me on Instagram, and if you want, TikTok. But primarily Instagram, because I'm, a lot more active on there. And subscribe and spread the word about me. Share. Do what you must, do what you will. And like this video. Did I say that? I did. Anyways, have a good day. Stay awesome, queens.